The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys! This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
First down. Handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison, Rob Phillips, and Kyle Yeomans.
Well, it is Friday. We know what we do on Fridays. We say everything with our chest here on Talkin Cowboys, presented by Tostitos, helping fans get in on the game. And we are joined today by our usual cast of
suspects.
Our guys, Rob P. Island, sitting over there with the, what is that, Dada? What's going on with this?
Ooh, that boy got that Dada.
Yeah,
brought it back.
What's happening?
Okay.
It was just a Father's Day gift.
Is that what?
Yeah, nothing special.
I mean, it's spicy. It's spicy. It's a switch up for you.
Thank you.
And entrepreneur, my guy Isaiah.
Hello.
How many chairmen of the boards do you sit on? You own a gym. You're doing business. You're helping people make money. What's going on with you? What else? What else you got going on, Zay?
Here, God puts me in situations. I just try to knock him out the park. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, guys, we had so much going on. But before I get to that, how are you guys doing today, man?
I'm doing fantabuloso.
Tabuloso. I like that.
I know how he's doing.
I'm doing expialidocious. I'm all right.
Oh, you switched it up.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Ooh,
all right.
spell it.
Man, don't do it.
X. I don't know.
No, just go X.
Pialidocious. There we go. Boom.
That's how you do it. So people don't know. You got to kind of explain to the people, man. You've been struggling for the last couple of days. You've been coming in here with a heavy heart. And that's fathers. I mean, that's the thing. We're all fathers in here. We're all married men in here.
Girl dads.
Girl dads. Right?
Girl
exactly. Dad. So you got to tell the people, man, why have you had a heavy heart coming in here?
I took out during the break yesterday. I was taking a call from the daycare. It is the baby girl's second day of daycare, and it wasn't going so great. You know?
Yeah, man.
She spent her first year or so in the COVID world, which means she was at the house.
She's a COVID baby. Yeah. So she turns 2 in February, and she's the first time around humans.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of humans her age, and she's still adjusting to it.
Absolutely.
So
that's hard, man.
You know, dropping her off was tough. And there was a couple times yesterday where I completely lost my train of thought when I was trying to make a point. And but you guys are talking me through it.
There you go.
So I appreciate it.
Been there before, man. It's rough. We overcome hurdles every single day. We walk up in this building.
Open cell block 1, and it's getting them in a gin pop. Just got to get them out there. Hey, man, it's slowly but surely, but I will tell you this. Your time will come when she won't even look at you when she gets out the car.
I don't want to talk about that yet.
Yeah.
That's what Chris said. Like, his son just gets out of the car. It's bye, out. I'll see you guys at 4 o'clock.
Jeez.
That's the way it is. But, man, you know what? So much news came down the pipeline yesterday, and one of those was, man, hit me in the calf. Hope you guys' calves are okay because look, it's a bug going on around here, man. Talk about it, P. What's happening? What's in the news, P?
You know, this is the problem with us. The one problem with us doing the show first.
We missed the news.
Every now and then there's something that pops up that we don't catch. And
I don't blame that on you, though. I don't blame that on you.
No, because thank you. Because they got a late night MRI back on Wednesday night about Randy Gregory's calf. Now, Mike McCarthy had said before Wednesday's practice he was going to be in the limited category on purpose. Limited reps because he's been dealing with a knee deal. He was on the injury report Wednesday with a calf, and it was like, okay. Turns out, happened in practice. And here we go with limited reps. I mean, talk about bad luck. So now we're looking at Randy Gregory on IR with Tank Lawrence. This defense just can't get whole. They can't get right. And it's got to be really frustrating for the Cowboys. So now, what do you do Sunday against Matty Ice?
Man, that is tough. That's news that I did not want to hear.
No.
Knowing that we were going to be without him for weeks. But I'm one of those people, man, glass half full. I wanted to turn my attention to who's going to be in there. Come on, Isaiah.
You know who's going to be in there.
Come on, Isaiah.
Heckman, we all wanted you to get a little bit of your wish, but we didn't want it under these circumstances.
Okay? We know you want to see the 11 with his hand in the ground.
I'm hosting the show.
We know you want to see him with his hand in the ground.
He blew out his candles wishing for Micah Parsons at the end.
All right?
Don't do it like that, Isaiah. Come on, man. We got some other guys in the rotation that we're going to use. Talk about those guys, Isaiah.
Daryl Armstrong, all them guys. We know Basham, all them boys are going to have to show up. They're going to have to show out because we need their presence. But we know that who is going to have their hand in the ground, and I don't like it. Yeah. I want to see Parsons at the second level, but history has shown that every time we lose somebody at this particular position, that Micah Parsons becomes the guy who fulfills their role going forward. So the 60-plus snap Micah Parsons, I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see the 30-35 snap Micah Parsons, and that hurts us defensively as a whole. I don't like it.
Scheme-wise, now you're starting to look at when we talked about Cordero Patterson and what he's doing out of the backfield. Who does that matchup go to? You have to rely heavily now on Keanu Neal. Would that be LVE?
Are we sure Micah Parsons playing DN Sunday?
I'm pretty sure of it.
You think so? I wonder about that. Just for that exact reason. For two reasons. That matchup with Patterson, who's covering him in space? And that's been Parsons' assignment in certain matchups against running backs that can kick your butt in space. The other thing, too, is they don't have as much depth at linebacker as they did
they do not.
In the past. Say what you want about Jalen Smith, but he's not here anymore. He was playing 30, 40 snaps at times if you needed him to. Jabril Cox is not on the active roster right now. So behind Micah Parsons, LVE, and Keanu Neal, you've got Luke Gifford and Francis Bernard, who's just back from IR.
Yeah.
Who plays special teams.
Our special teams guys.
Yeah.
Basically.
So can you afford for Micah Parsons to play 50 snaps on the edge? That's my question.
Oh, you're giving him 50.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking week 2 against the Chargers when Tank gets hurt, and it's like, you're playing on the edge.
I believe that we'll see him at both. I think we're going to see him at both because, to your point, we can't afford for him just to have his hand in the ground the entire game. If it was up to me, Micah Parsons would be a shadow in Patterson's hip pocket. I would want him on him in the entire game. Wherever you go, I go. You want to run the ball, I'm busting you in your mouth. You want to widen out, I'm locking you up. That's what I would prefer going into this game to eliminate one of their most dangerous guys, okay? We're not worried about these guys. We're worried about their tight end. Okay, we're worried about probably one of their receivers, all right? And then we're worried about doggone Patterson. When he widens out, he's a receiver. When he's in the backfield, he's a running back. When he's on punt return, he's a punt returner, and he's a kick returner. All right? So I would like to eliminate one of those guys and say, hey, guess what? This guy Parsons, he's your best friend today. But I don't think that we're going to see that. So to that point, who steps up and fulfills that role? I don't know. I don't know. Do we bring down Curse and say, hey, Curse, you're now responsible for Patterson. Hey, Israel McQuamu, get in here and freaking guard Pitts because you have the best footwork out of anybody in our safety secondary. That's what I would, if I had to make that alteration, that's what I would do. Parsons, you got Patterson, doggone Israel. Hey, you're the next man up. Come up here and shut down Pitts somehow, some way with that footwork and that height and length that you have.
I'm kind of with you. I think it's probably both for Micah Parsons. That's largely what we've seen from him, and this is a problem. I mean, just because, sack-wise, Gregory is tied for first on the team with 5 sacks. Micah Parsons also has 5 sacks. Beyond the sacks, pressures, Randy Gregory leads the Cowboys with 20. Beyond that, it's Basham with 13, Parsons with 13, who's a part-time rusher, and then Jaron Kearse at 7, Osa Odigizua at 7. I mean, he has been their primary pressure player. So this is something they got to figure out. And I wonder, this is just purely a guess. I mean, do you give Micah Parsons kind of a package of plays to rush like they normally do? And Dan Quinn is prepared to say midstream, if we're not getting pressure on Matty Ice and he's dicing us up, go on the edge and handle it that way. I wonder if they're prepared to do that if they need to.
And I think with what Kearse has shown you that he could do close to the line of scrimmage, I agree with you, Isaiah, both of you guys. But I just feel like Kearse, it may be the guy that you look to take care of some of those responsibilities. And Kyle Pitts is going to be a problem. Either way you look at it. Yeah. So kind of marginalizing his effect on this game is going to be important. But I want to go back to what you said about Basham, having 13 pressures and Parsons having 13 as well. How do you – look, these rotational guys, Armstrong, Basham, even Chauncey Golston, your expectation for them in this situation, isn't it, shut up or put up for those three?
Yeah, for sure. And one other guy, too, to mention, because he's not on this stat list, is Dorrance Armstrong.
Yes, Armstrong.
Just because he's missed a lot of time with an ankle injury. He's been back the last couple games. We didn't see a lot of him so far in the regular season. He did have a really good training camp at preseason. To me, this is a great opportunity for him to come in and play however many snaps he needs to play, maybe at one spot, two spots on the edge, and give him something there. They're going to have to, like you said, Basham, Armstrong, Golston, you name it. I don't know if Bradley and I will be called up from the practice squad. That's an option. Wow. It may be all hands on deck, and obviously some Micah Parsons because you know he can do it.
Rotation.
I mean, these guys got to step up. I mean, that's a moral of the story. You guys have to step up. That's what happens when you have your two aces. Both of our aces are gone on a defensive line. We're missing other interior guys as well, but both our in caps are gone. So, who's going to show up? It's opportunity. There's plenty of stories in the history of sports of guys missing time due to injuries, and the next guy up comes up and shows up, or you don't show up, and guess what? When it comes roster time next year, you'll be looking at you in a different light because they say, I remember when that situation presented itself, they didn't take advantage of the limelight, so I'm not going to give them a second chance.
We talked about a lot about how last week the defense kind of exposed our offense. But we didn't talk a lot about how their offense may have exposed some pieces in our defense. Yeah. Now, coming into this week, I don't want to underestimate Matt Ryan. Don't want to underestimate Matt Ryan, but he is a quarterback that can make some throws. He can do some things. So if we don't present that pressure on Matt Ryan, he's a quarterback in this league that could definitely pick us apart. I mean, do you see, as far as we just talked about moving these key pieces around on the back half, how do they respond to that? Because as you've seen, guys, when we're not getting turnovers, we don't even look average.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, that was the biggest. Well, there were two problems in this Denver game. They did not get a pressure on Teddy Bridgewater. He had too much time to throw. And the run defense showed up in a bad way, like 2020 style, that we had not seen except for little glimpses throughout the season so far. The Pats game at times. Minnesota, they did a really good job. But if you're going to allow an offense to stay balanced and control time of possession, that's taking your offense off the field. The whole complementary thing we're talking about gets out of whack. So, yeah, it's a big problem. And I think when Matty Ice has time, he's also seen every coverage you want to throw at him. The Dan Quinn chess match to me is very interesting because he played for Quinn forever. He's changed up a lot of parts of his scheme, but if you give him too much time, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough day.
Isaiah, did we fool ourselves with these turnovers? Did we become enamored with the turnovers and not look at the fact that this defense, although they fixed some components to it, you see a lot of these bad habits starting to revisit, after last week's game?
I don't want to say that we fooled ourselves because I think some of those turnovers, I always get killed in Cowboys Nation for saying that, we got lucky or some of these things fell into our hands. I know it is what it is, but I call it how I see it. Some of those things we got, they did just fall into our hands. Some of the ones we took away. All right, there's turnovers that fall into your hands. There's turnovers that you force. And I say we probably 70-30 split. I say we're probably 70% force them, 30% just fell into our hands. But, you still got to go out there and play defense. And I don't think that we have a glaring hole in our defense. There are things that we obviously have to shore up. This Denver game, I don't want people to put too much weight on a Denver game because I just don't think guys showed up. Yeah. I don't think this was a failure to execute on all levels. This was just guys just did not show up. And people don't like to hear that. Fans don't like to hear that. But there are days where you show up to work and you're just present.
Yeah.
Right? Here. Just here. Just
Bueller.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody has those days. Every human being listening to this right now has those days where you're just present. And sometimes you're able to snap yourself out of it. Sometimes it's just a bad day for you. And guess what? Tomorrow I'll make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's. That was a day for them that they tried to snap themselves out of it with the punt block. It didn't go our way. So what happened? This is going to be one of them days for us.
Back down
So
the hole.
I don't want to put too much weight on this because I know what these guys are capable of doing, and I'm pretty doggone sure that they're going to snap themselves out of it and show up to play, at least compete. Now, what happens when you compete? I don't know. But they're going to at least show up and compete because they're not going to allow themselves to go back-to-back days, right, in terms of games with that same approach.
That's a great point because this defense has talent. I mean, they've got guys that can make the Pro Bowl this year. They've got young ascending players, but they're young and they're not whole. Like we just talked about, no Tank right now, no Randy Gregory for at least 3 games. Neville Gallimore still on IR. They are not as experienced and as talented as they could be. So a lot of their success this year has been play style, just playing their ass off, energy, physicality, and when you don't bring that, then you're not maximizing what you can be as a defense, and that's when you get in trouble, especially when your offense, like you said, is not helping them out. You know, they've been playing with leads a lot this season, and when they don't have that, on top of they're getting beat in the run game, that's not a good recipe for them.
Well, it's a Say It With Your Chest Friday, and we're going to continue to say it with our chest. When we come back, we're going to talk about the identity of this team. Stay with us here on Talkin Cowboys.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar. And a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere. And a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
There's nothing as unique as our eyes, which is why Essilor pioneers ways to make lenses as unique as you. Verilux for super sharp vision, Essential Blue for protection, and Crizal for freedom from glare. 3 cutting-edge solutions in a single unique lens. So whatever your needs, insist on Essilor. Visit your local Essilor experts and find the perfect lens for you. See more, do more, Essilor.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
It's a great people, great pay replay. You've heard Jason Witten has joined the Caliber Collision team. If you want to join him to do great work with great people for great pay, apply now at jobs@caliber.com. And that's jobs@caliber.com. Here on Talkin Cowboys, and Isaiah's got all the Amexes and the black cards out over there, ladies and gentlemen. You know who got the paper in here? He smell like money.
I wish I smelled like plastic.
I know that's right. But today, guys, is our Pick'em series. We let the fans pick. The number is 888-855-2297. And if you hadn't got an opportunity to call and pick games, please call now. Please call now for the Pick'ems. Man, we got some people that's struggling. Got some people that's on the struggle bus. Yeah. In the Pick'em series, but we're going to talk about old stuff. We'll get to that in the last segment. But I think, Piggy, you're somewhere. Never mind. I'll get to that in the last segment. But, guys, we talked about identity. The identity of this team. Who are you?
You are who we thought you were.
Yeah, right now. And after 8 games.
Crown 'em.
After 8 games, do you guys feel as though you have a bead on who and what this team's identity is? Isaiah, I will start with you.
Yes, I think so. And I think that we have overcome different forms of adversity during this season. I think we have shown you who we're capable of, or who the Cowboys are capable to be. I think you've also seen their character in terms of when they face with adversity in the form of injuries, in terms of turnovers, in terms of referees, in terms of all those different hurdles. They have overcome all of those things. Now, people are entitled, teams are entitled, organizations are entitled to having bad days. And what they sustained was a bad day. There's a difference between having a bad day and having a crack in your armor. right? There's two different things.
That's a fine line, though.
It's a heck of a fine line. If you repeat it, it's a crack in your armor. If it happens one time, bad day. That's how I write it off, right? Because, again, I don't think it was you just got beat up. It's just you just weren't there, man. And that's contagious. That's the reason why people get bad eggs out their locker room, because that stuff's contagious. Having a bad day, having no energy, kind of being a Debbie Downer or a lack thereof effort giver is contagious. And guess what? If he's getting his butt kicked, then I'll try to go, and if it doesn't go my way, then man, forget it, bro. And you don't want to think about that, but that's the reality. So I don't think there's a crack in the armor. I think the identity is sound. But again, we'll find out this week.
Totally agree, and especially with the character part. They have shown a ton of character this year, and that's why I'm saying until further notice, this is an aberration. This game against Denver, that's not who they are. See how this game goes. This is turning into a big swing game, though, because you know this game, and then you've got a quick stretch against some good teams. Ooh. So all of a sudden you're 6-2, but it could swing a different way pretty quick if you're not on your P's and Q's the way they were. I think identity-wise, obviously explosive offense, opportunistic defense that I think can ascend because they're young, special teams that is not hurting you for the most part anyway and can get you a big play here and there as well. But it's all tied together. This is a complementary team that kind of reminds me of like 2014, where you had an offense that could put up a lot of points, control the pace of the game, time of possession, helps your young, banged-up defense, which, by the way, is helping them out as well with those takeaways. But you mentioned none in the last couple games. Didn't hurt them against Minnesota because that defense stood tall and really won the game for you. But if there's a situation where your offense is getting 3 and outs and not sustaining drives and not scoring points, then you're leaving your defense out to dry. And now they're banged up more than ever without Randy Gregory. You've got to be able to help your defense out in this game, I think.
Now, I love what you said, Isaiah, about the team and the fine line between just having a bad day and having a chink in your armor. Mm-hmm. I think defensively, the identity coming into the first couple of games was this guy's a hard hitting. We saw guys flying around to the ball, and I think those were the byproducts, getting those turnovers. That's how all of that happened. But also, on the flip side of that, offensively, just quick strike. Like you said, P, these guys have been firing. As soon as they get on the field, I mean, their quick strike ability, quick play ability, playing with tempo, all of those things have been excellent, but then it just sharply started to decline. Mm-hmm. Now, in the situation that we're in defensively, we need some help from the offense. We complimentary football, but we need help from the offense, because you're right. The defense is coming onto the field with a lead already. But what can our offense do to kind of help the defense that's struggling right now?
Possess the ball for more than 18 minutes in a 60-minute game. That was the biggest, maybe the biggest problem in the game. They just couldn't, and some of it's their own doing. They going for it on 4th down early and not getting it, but they just had no rhythm in the game. And I think a lot of it, they didn't run the ball much. When they did, they ran it okay. That's a big staple of what they want to do. But it comes down to Dak Prescott. Is he going to be back in rhythm? And I feel confident that he will be, because he always seems to bounce back after a bad game for the most part, especially since Amari Cooper came here in 2018. And he talked yesterday about how, we've been discussing, what was it? Was it rust? He thinks it's rust. He didn't say rust, but he said my footwork was bad. And Isaiah spoke to that earlier this week, that he wasn't getting his lower body into it. He wasn't driving the ball. And one in particular throw was that Cedric Wilson throw on 4th and 2, where he makes that throw in his sleep. And maybe we're not talking about this fourth and short stuff. So I think it starts with Dak and the receivers just getting on a better page, much better page than what we normally see from them game to game.
And where are we identity-wise with this running game, and also with the complementary football that we've been expecting? Obviously, getting more possession and time of possession, but how does the running game impact that as well?
Huge. The last 2 games, we've sucked running the ball. We've had 78 yards. Prior to that, we were, I think, over 130, 140 per game in each of our games, even leading back to the first game of the year. We got to figure that out. That has to get answered. If you wanted to wash away last game, then you go back to what, New England? Is that right? Am I right? Is that who we played before?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota kicked our butts and didn't allow for us to run the ball. So those 2 games right there, whether that's somebody seeing something on film or that's us not executing, either way, we have to shore that up because we know as good as Dak Prescott is, as good as these receivers and tight ends are, we still have to be able to run the ball. Zeke and Pollard play a big part into that, and it affects the offense in a drastic way. Can I shine a light on something?
Please.
We talk about offense and defense a lot.
Yep.
And whenever we speak about special teams, I know I talk about special teams a lot because I was a special teams guy. We talk about it in a negative light, right? Coach Fossil, early on, people didn't like the fact that he was going after punt blocks, right? It was, I forget what game that was, but it extended a series because of the roughing penalty.
Chargers game?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But if last week's block was an actual quote-unquote block, we're leading the lead in punt blocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got one.
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah. There's been 5 teams in the NFL that have one punt block, and we're one of them. Last week would have been 2. So for all the negative that we talk about Fossil and the pressure that he's adding, those give us huge opportunities for our offense. Right, that puts our offense in a great position. So their ability to hold guys up and give our punt returners the opportunity, which we kind of muffed a punt a week or 2 ago.
We did.
All right, Cedric Wilson. All right, that hurts us offensively. Not being able to get hold ups and give our punt returners opportunities, that hurts our offense in a bad way. And on the positive side, if we continue to get pressure on these guys and getting opportunities in the form of punt blocks or just rush snaps and rush execution as a punter, all those things play a part in us stealing first downs.
Yeah.
All those things play a part in it. So special teams doesn't get a lot of respect in the world of sports talk, but it is a huge element as we talk about offensive success.
For sure. And the punter, Brian Anger, has done a good job this year.
That's my old teammate.
Field position. Is it?
That's my old teammate in Jacksonville.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to protect for him.
Well, he's done a hell of a job.
Been all over, boy.
Huh?
You've been all over.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah.
I forgot Jacksonville.
Yeah, he was my punter in Jacksonville. I used to protect for him.
Okay.
I may have taken a couple hits for him.
He owes you some money.
Yeah,
Get some
sure.
checks, Anger.
He's done a good job. You mentioned the punt returns. Tony Pollard is a threat as a kickoff returner. They've been solid. Now, they don't have Greg Zuerlein most likely in this game. So can Lirim Hajrullahu make his kicks? And more importantly, can they keep the ball away from Patterson in the kickoff game? Because that's going to be
kick it out of bounds.
That's another potential problem. Yeah, if you don't do that.
That's what we did when I was here and we played against Chicago. And we would spend so much time on special teams preparing for Mr. Devin Hester himself. And, I think he'll be a first ballot just because he's the greatest punt returner of all times. But we used to kick the ball out of bounds. That was the game plan. Don't even keep it in bounds. You just kick it out. And he earned that respect. I don't know if Patterson's to that.
He's teetering.
He's right on the doggone edge. His big toe was on the line.
Yeah.
But we definitely need to angle kick. And I don't, hopefully, I know Anger has the ability to do that. But our cover team, right, as talking about special teams, coverage is going to be important. Guys are going to have to, number one, protect. There's a fine line between wanting to protect your punter to not allow a punt block and then being able to shed your blocking, get on your doggone high horse. The punter has to sky it, have enough hang time, because if it's not enough hang time, we're looking for 4.5 seconds on hang time. If you're anywhere under 4 seconds, now the punt returner is getting the ball in his hands with more space between him and the defenders, right, and the cover team. So Anger has to do a great job of getting a nice sky punt. Our punt block team has to do a great job of getting a long enough hold up, but don't get held up by the opposing team because they want to hold on to you to not allow for you to get down there because they want their guy to have as much space as possible. So a lot of elements that have to play into that in terms of shutting down Patterson.
What a difference a few games make. We talk about for Bones Fossil because, man, he's been on the hot seat a lot. Not just Cowboy Nation, just with some of the decisions that he's made. I mean, going back, just kind of deja vu with the watermelon kick and all of that. But special teams has played a big part, and that's an excellent stat to bring up. But also with Coach Mike McCarthy, he's had to do a lot of maneuvering of pieces over the last couple of weeks because of injuries, not only on the offensive line, not only defense, edge, losing Tank. How does this team, as far as right now, you're talking about a lot of these guys that you're going to start to get back over the next couple of weeks. You're talking about the stretch that we're going on right now. When do you think we are going to get back to, Voltron is going to be completely built? When does this thing get back together? Because right now, we're sucking fumes.
Man, I don't know. That was my question top of the show. It's like, when can this defense finally get whole and see what they really can be? Because, okay, Randy misses minimum 3 games. Now, Mike said the calf strain is probably more similar to Dak's than Michael Gallup's, who missed 7 games, and now he's on his way back. So if that's the case, then maybe he's on the minimum 3 weeks and he's back. That's the hope there. Tank Lawrence, I'm just throwing a guess here. Saints game right after Thanksgiving, early December. That's just a guess.
Okay.
Neville Gallimore, I think, very likely will be sometime in December till we see him back. It just seems like he's still he's making progress, but a guy at his position, what he needs strength-wise to use his arms and his strength and upper body without having a problem with that elbow, it's taking a little longer. So it's going to be December, I think, till you get everybody back. And until then, Dan Quinn just got to keep patching things together. And they've done a pretty good job of it so far. Didn't go well at all against Denver, but that's my thing. I want to see this defense finally see what they can be. And it might not be playoff time, assuming they can get there, until you really see that.
So you're saying by December we have all of our guns back, three of them back by December.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tank's getting closer, and I don't know if it's going to be this month, but he'll be back for sure, I think, by early December. That'd be my guess. Mm-hmm. Gallimore's going to take maybe a little longer time, but those are the 2 guys you're looking at, and Tristan Hill's not far away either. Mm-hmm. So that's 4 guys. Yeah, so they're getting there. They're getting there.
I think we have 4 more weeks. That's what I'm going to project. I'm going to say by the time we hit our NFC East little run, the Washington game, December 12th, I think that's when we'll see our guys. But we have to get through the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Saints. We got to get through those 4 games, and I think we'll have all of our guys back.
And as far as Smith, Tyron Smith, it's just any day now is what I'm saying. And I think I heard if he doesn't practice on Saturday, then he's for sure out for this game.
I mean, that would be the assumption. Now, he's a vet. So if anybody could do it, he could do it without any practice. But I think the fact that he didn't practice yesterday in pads and they're trying to, keep his rehab going with the ankle, it doesn't sound too likely for this week, and just kind of take it day by day, week by week, and maybe he can get back in next week. But again, it's this really weird stretch now where you got all these games bunched together, and you got to try to manage him through that.
Yeah, I feel good about this stretch or this bunch of games because we got Mike G back. That's the part about this offense I think is going to be I'm not saying that we struggle because Cedric Wilson has come in and he's done some really good things and Noah Brown as well. But I think they can't do what Mike Gallup does. And if you've seen it in his absence, his speed and the difference that it makes not having him on the outside, it's been on display.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Wilson has speed. I think if we had to line everybody up, I think Wilson probably gasses on everybody by a step or so if we had to have a race. But it's a lot more than just speed. It's your ability to get off the line of scrimmage. It's your ability to play on half a man, to stack your opponent and create that space, keep space on the sideline, all those things. There's a lot of intricate parts to being a really good receiver in this league, and I think Gallup does that, probably second best at that position.
Second best at that position. I like how that sounds.
Yeah.
So I don't think any of us are going to jump off the edge here and pick against the Cowboys this week. Isaiah, no? It's not going to happen.
He's not tipping his hand at all. Look at that.
Hey, also, you got to get your DraftKings picks out too, guys. I just remember that. Got to get you. Yeah, I put you on the spot. You didn't even know we were going to that. But we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Talkin Cowboys.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Whether you're watching from home or cheering in the stands, with Essilor lenses, you'll see every exciting play. Book an appointment at your local Essilor export and find the perfect Essilor lens for you. See more, do more, Essilor. Back here on Talkin Cowboys, and nobody does it better. Nobody does it better.
Hello, Essilor.
A player from the Himalayas right there. That's my guy, man. I'll tell you, gonna get us all lenses, get us taken care of. Caliber, we gotta do Rex anything, we'll get our cars taken care of, all because of this guy. But guys, we are to the Pick'ems, and we got to get to the DraftKings. We got to take care of the sponsors here.
Let's go.
So, guys, I need you to give me a player for this game for the DraftKings pick.
Got mine.
Well, come on with it then.
MG Gusto.
Oh,
MG Gusto.
Stole it. I don't know why it came right to you first. I should.
Yeah. For those that don't know who MG Gusto is, okay, it's a CB4 reference. But anyways, there's going to be Michael Gallup.
I'm not going to even go there. It was in my head. I stopped myself.
Michael Gallup is a dude. I can't wait to see him on the field. And I think that Coop will draw the attention, giving Gallup an opportunity to do what he do.
All right. What about yourself?
I think I'm going with Schultz for like the 5th straight week. You know,
Schultzenegger.
I've gone with Tony Pollard too. But yeah, the Schultz man.
We've gone with Tony Pollard.
Yeah. Oh,
okay, Jalen. I see.
Or Zeke stealing Zeke from me. It was
facts.
5 catches, 54 yards against the Broncos, but he wasn't active in the. You know, he didn't have a lot of production in the Vikings game. I just think, again, with everybody back, with MG back, there's going to be some stuff underneath.
Yeah, don't forget about him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be able to cook.
Like it.
I'm going to go with the phone snatcher himself.
Oh, CD.
Sedarius Lamb.
Oh.
I think CD Lambs is going to be bacon biscuits.
I would have taken my phone too.
That boy quick with them hands. Hey, give me that. Hey, I'm not that out of sorts. I think 88 gets back. You know, I think that with everything that we've talked, AJ Terrell for the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons. I think this is an opportunity for CeeDee Lamb to take advantage and get some big yardage this week. But, man, this has been so fun. This has been incredible these last couple of days. And we're going to end this thing on a good note.
Okay.
Yeah. All right?
Or is it? Oh, it's not going to be too good for me.
It is. No. See, but, you know, here's a good thing about what Kyle did, and this is why Kyle is your homeboy.
Oh, no, it's standings time.
It's standings time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. So I called Kyle early this morning.
KY to the judge.
And I said, hey, man, I need to get the standings. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have them together yet. And I'm like, oh, word? Isn't that perfect?
This guy.
Isn't that perfect?
That's how you protect the team right there.
Hey, look at that. And, right. And you know, I know who's on the struggle bus right now. All the way.
Speculation.
All the way.
You have to present the evidence.
Look at it.
You have to present the evidence.
I said, Kyle, you have to be shaming yourself. You're doing that for Isaiah because you know he's struggling so bad. But that's all right. But our fan pick'em for this week, my guy, Steve-O. Steve-O from New York. What's up, Steve?
Jackass.
How we doing, guys?
Man, doing good.
Hey, Steve.
Great show.
Thank you.
Steve, man, first of all, I just want to say thank you, man, for always the positive words and encouragement during my fat rupsy early in the morning, man. I always look forward to your tweeting me back, man. Appreciate that.
You know why? Because I've been there. I went from 250 to about 205 in about 3 months, man.
That's
Congratulations.
Awesome. Bro.
Yeah, thanks. Just keep doing it. You just consistent. Man, that's it. That's everything.
That's so positive, man. When you got positive reinforcement every day, Steve is my guy. But Steve, you got a big time job right now, man. You are picking for the fans, and the fans are. I think I'm tied. No, I may be ahead of the fans.
No, we don't know.
We don't. We don't.
No, we don't know. Speculation.
We don't know.
Erroneous.
Fine,
but we're on all counts.
But we're gonna start with our first game that we're picking, and it's the Browns at the Patriots, and we're gonna start with you, Steve. Who you got?
I'm gonna take New England. They're 1-4 at home, but that's weird. But I got to take them this week.
All right, Steve is going with the Patriots at home. What say you, Isaiah?
I'm going with the Mac attack over Mayfield.
Going with the Mac attack. Okay.
Man, 2 5-4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield was cooking last week. I'll go with the Browns on the road.
Not against freaking Bill Belichick.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I like that Browns defense on the road, and I think I'm going to pick the Brownies as well. Kyle Yeomans also picked the Browns, so we're going to stay with that. So there you are. You and Steve on the same side there.
See you, baby.
Yeah. All right. So next game we got is the Saints at the Titans. P. Island, I'll start with you.
Oh, man. Titans at home, right?
At home.
Give me the Titans, man. They missed Derrick Henry, but they didn't miss Derrick Henry last week.
You're going with the Titans?
They're still rolling without him.
All right.
Give me the Titans.
Isaiah, who you got? You going Tannehill as well?
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to go Titans also. So, Steve, what say you? Who you got?
Yeah, Titans. That was one of the more impressive wins that I've seen all year, what they did to the Rams last week. So definitely Titans.
So everybody's
Henry.
I think Mark Ingram's about to go off.
Without Henry.
Everybody's going with the Titans.
Are you looking at this as opportunity?
Oh, you're going to zag.
Mystery meat time. All right. Well, I'm going to stay with my pick, Titans. The next game, this is a good one, guys. Vikings at the Chargers. Who you got?
Where's it at?
Vikings at the Chargers. Okay. All right, Steve, we'll start with you. Who you got?
Chargers. Vikings lose a lot of games they should win. And they definitely give me the Chargers.
La La Land.
Yeah.
You go with the Chargers?
Mm-hmm. Chargers at home. Vikings have had a tough week. They had a bunch of COVID close contact issues and stuff. Yeah. Give me Chargers at home.
Well, Kyle Yeomans took the Vikings. He took the Vikings at the Chargers. He's a man on the island right now, so I'm going to go with the Chargers as well. The next game, this is going to be, man, we're going to have a split house here. This is Seahawks at the Pack Attack. Let's start with Isaiah, Mr. Space Needle himself.
I'm going with the new restructured fingertip of the boy Russell Wilson. Let's go. T. Lockett about to go off.
You going Seattle. All right. Steve, what say you? Who you got?
He's back.
Rodgers is back. I don't take the Packers. Definitely take the Packers.
He's going to take the Packers.
Is Rodgers back this week?
He's
supposed to be back like the day before the game or something like that.
Yeah.
You know who
all
is back?
bets are off though. If he's not.
Russell Wilson's back. Oh, you can't put
that
stipulation on there.
No, Steve.
No. Give me the Pack. Give me the Pack. One way or the other.
Give me Russ and the Seahawks, man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a smart man.
It's time for them to bounce.
You got to take the emotion out of it, P. You see,
have you seen him practicing those huddle calls? That boy is game ready.
You better stop. All right. If you know what, I'm going to take.
You can't wait.
I'm going to take the Packers at home.
I'm without Jalen Smith.
Even without Jalen Smith. That's such a low blood.
The
Pack. I'm going to take the Pack attack. Next game, guys. This is going to be an AFC showdown, and this is Kansas City Chiefs at the Raiders. I'll start with you, P. Who you got?
Oh man, I believe in Pat Mahomes. No matter what, Pat Mahomes is going to find a way to get it done. Give me the Chiefs.
All right, I think I'm going to take the Chiefs as well in Las Vegas. What about you, Isaiah?
I'm going to take the MLB owner, Patrick Mahomes, because that last drive, I think that was the drive he needed to get his swag back. Yeah. I saw it in his eye.
All right. Well, now is the time that we've all been waiting for. 12,
I like KC.
12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. I'm sorry. I didn't even ask you, Steve. Steve got KC. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Steve.
Listen, no problem. Listen, I like KC because I think it's only a matter of time before that offense breaks out, and I'd rather it be this week than next week.
Oh, good.
So,
good
point. Give me Kansas City.
That is a good point. That is a good point. Yeah. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the main event. Steve, let's talk about it. 12 o'clock here at AT&T Stadium. The Falcons come in to invade against our Cowboys. Steve, who you got?
I got our boys, 34-24. You know, everybody's got to get off the ledge. One game, we play our game, we'll be okay.
Rob P. Allen, who you got over there?
I got the Cowboys 27-21. I think Dak's going to be more like Dak. And, hey, they got to get pressure on Matt Ryan, but I think the Cowboys offense will just look more like themselves in this game than we saw last week.
Give it to me, Isaiah.
No, he's still not tipping his hand.
Cowboys 42-17.
40 burger.
40 burger.
Wow. You bringing the 40 burger back?
40 burger. Kellen Moore is pissed off.
40 burger.
I've never seen Kellen Moore pissed off.
Oh, wait till you see this doggone formation he's going to come out with. I bet you he's pissed off. Gallup's back? Are you kidding me? He's in a candy store right now.
So you're saying Chris Beam will be stopping at Whataburger to get his 40 burger on his way into the crib? But before I announce my pick, I want to give a special shout-out for a happy anniversary to Stacy and Ralph. Ralph is a guy that supports the show. So,
appreciate you.
Yeah, it's their anniversary this Saturday.
Nice.
Can I also give one quick shout-out?
Go right ahead.
Nebby, longtime listener of the show, up in the D.C. area, a late happy birthday to him. I saw his tweet late. He's already had his birthday, but he's been a listener for like 20 years. So happy birthday to Nebby.
Nebby.
Yeah, he's the man.
That hell of a nickname.
Yeah.
Nebby. I like that.
He's been calling. He hadn't called in a while, but
Come on, Nebby. You got to give us a call.
Big fan of the show.
Hey, you guys all know who I'm going. It's Tostitos Plaza every week with these feet, baby. You know when I'm going. I'm not going to go 40 burger, but I will say 35-17. It'll be a blowout. That's what my feeling is on this game. But, guys, as we say, always, hey, take your headsets off because I don't want to blow.
Yeah,
Steve, you
don't.
might want to step aside right now. Cowboy Nation, I hope your team win.
That's right.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!